Hey, everyone. Uh, it's me, Jack. Um, I don't know exactly how to start this, but here we go. So, something really, really, really bad happened in the Smash community recently, and I know a lot of you don't follow it, so I sort of wanted to shed the light on a community I used to be very proud of and used to be really wanting to be a bigger part of it. Yeah, I guess. Oh, man. I'm planning on this being pretty much unedited. I may fix up the audio in post, but uh, I'm angry. I'm I'm really mad. I wish I had a face cam so I could show you, but uh, a lot of top players, not a lot, but enough that it's at the point where something needs to be done to the entire system, uh, have recently been revealed as. I don't want to put this uncouthly because it's it's a little rough around the edges to say it like this, but uh, pedophiles and rapists. And I still am at a point where I don't know how to feel because this is a community that I'm a part of. It's a community that I know a lot of people who want to be a part of. And the fact that now I can no longer feel safe because I'm a minor going to these events, these tournaments that I was so excited to not 2 days ago go to. And the other side of me is also saying, hey, these guys got revealed. These guys were revealed for what they've done. And you can wish it was sooner. You can hope and whatever that this could have happened sooner, but better late than never, I guess. From the one that I know best, let me see if I can find it, is no. Yeah. This is the one that I've fully read through and that I've fully looked at, and this is awful. You can see the Twitter at right there. Let me Nairo. Uh, First of all, Nairo PGR ranking. Yeah. Nairo is currently ranked number 4 in the world. This guy is a top player, a leader of the community, and this is what he did. So I'm just gonna read through, maybe skip along a little bit. So, Captain Zach, I don't know what best to call him, started playing in Smash tournaments when he was 12 years old. 3 years after his initial tournament, when he was 15, he had his first sexual encounter at a Smash tournament. I'm really sorry. This is gonna be long and disjointed, but I'm just so angry, disappointed, partially heartbroken that the people that I have, up until a little bit ago, looked up to could do this to someone. Let's just keep going. CEO Dreamland 2017, a pretty big tournament. It's very, very well renowned within our community. April 14th was the first time anything happened with Nairo. At the time, he was 5 years older than Captain Zack. He says that he recorded all of his actions with someone on Discord, and right here he posted them. So I guess let's just go through. Reminder, he's 15 at the time. Yeah. So, you know, at Dreamland, how I was up on Nairo basically the whole time. This is Captain Zack. Luckily, he blanked out all the names and images for me, but Saturday and Sunday, he participated in oral sex with a 20-year-old man. And it seems like at the time he didn't know how this was going to later affect him, but here's the thing. 2 other pro players, Nakat and Void, were in the room at start. And then, or 4, Ramen, Void, Tweak, and Nairo, and Nakat. So 5 people. Nakat and Void, they left. And then Ramen, Nairo, and Tweak, as well as Captain Zack, stayed. So he was sitting on the bed, and Tweak was also on the bed. Ramen was in the corner on a chair, and Nairo was on his desk. And then, clearly just a kid, awestruck, he says, "Nairo, come over here." And he's like, an enthusiastic okay. I want to remind you that while Captain Zack, and he does say that he did initiate this, at the time he was 15. He was younger than I am currently. I don't think he understood. I don't think he knew exactly what he was doing. Apparently it was late. And Nairo, frankly, should have put a stop to it right there. This is horrendous. So, reminder, there were 2 other adults in the room that could have stopped this. But Tweak, who is another pro player, just went away. He saw this happen, clearly. Clearly he was uncomfortable, but he just left. Without saying anything, without stopping this. And then again, clearly he doesn't get it at this time. He does now, and so Samsora, who is the number 2 player right now, they were waiting for him. He was driving. Clearly, Samsora had no idea. He and Nairo hung out all day, and then halfway through, Samsora said he was getting the best spot, and Captain Zack says, "Can I sleep with you tonight?" Again, this is a kid who idolizes these players, who sees these players not even as human at the time. This is an abuse of power. This is an abuse of power over your fans. I'm disgusted that this happened, and Tweak is very much guilty of this as well. Because as you can see right over here, he decides he's going to stay with Tweak because Tweak is dying of chest pain. And Tweak said to him to go stay with Nairo, knowing what was about to happen, clearly. So they were like cuddling or whatever, and then he starts rubbing, and then yada yada yada. You get what happens. And then it goes into he was crying. I think he realized that, like, what happened. And then this line right here. After Captain Zack had 3-0'd an opponent, and Nairo was very clearly coming onto him in a creepy way. And then this is the point where it seems Captain Zack realized, oh, this is not good. And then this is like him explaining the tournament, and Nairo found him, and yeah, you get where it comes from. Now here's where it gets especially shady. Nairo and his brother later were sending money to this kid to keep him quiet. That is... It's so terrible. it's. And then Nairo goes on and painted this kid as I don't know what. Uh, it's unavailable, but painted this kid as, I'm assuming, some sort of awful person. And he was 15 3 years ago, so he's only 18. He's just now legally an adult. And his brain clearly is still not fully developed, but there's the understanding of it now that's like, oh my god, this is awful. I haven't actually read through the other ones because I just found out about this today. But I'm so upset. I'm mortified. So this guy, clearly a Smash fan, posted yesterday about his relationship with Senpai. Cinnamon was her tag back then. There was a 10-year age gap. And I did skim through the beginnings of this, and basically they were good friends. They were going to tournaments together, they were competing together, and one night they got back. Apparently it was common for the people who were over 18 to get blasted out of their minds. And they were playing games, Smash and then Mario Party. And then this kid, this 14-year-old, had this crazy pop off, like ran into the bathroom, like was running down the hall. And Senpai ran after him and knocked him to the floor and forcibly made out with him for 15 to 20 seconds, as you can see right here. And the kid didn't know better, so he went along with it. And after that, throughout that summer, he and this pro player would hook up from time to time. According to him, never going for sexual intercourse, but stopping at oral. Because somehow that makes it better. And he just thought that it was, okay because they knew each other. They had played in the tournament together. They had done this and that and all else together. I've never understood what makes people do this, what makes people go after innocent people in this way, not what forces them. I'm trying to say what makes them force themselves on other people. Especially in terms of pedophilia and in anything. I heard this phrase from my mom earlier because It's been a few hours, so I had to let myself cool down before I made this. Otherwise, I would be. I don't think I could speak if I had done this any sooner. I still can't talk. I'm still not forming words properly because this is monstrous. This is disgusting. He goes into detail about some of the sexual encounters. And he was jealous because she had a boyfriend at the time. She wasn't even single, and she was messing with this kid and controlling this kid and doing all of this, and it's awful. And this person opens with, they were raped on their 18th birthday. So STR is another tournament, and on their 18th birthday they went to it, and it's one of everyone's favorite events, and everything was fine until one party. Lots of dancing, a lot of alcohol, and a lot of bad decisions. I'm not coming out. I'm reading this now. I'm not coming out because I want you to be cancelled if you're reading this. I can imagine in 3 years that you have grown, and I know that I've grown as a woman since then, so she's a girl. I apologize, I didn't read this one in advance. I just pulled this off of Alpharad's Twitter. I'm coming out because I was never brave when I was younger, and I was scared of you. Scared of judgment. Scared of people not believing me. So I stayed safe under the wings that I knew were safe, and I took your forced apology as a stopping point and as closure. And I'm glad she's gotten the confidence to do this. I don't know who D1 is. I'm gonna be honest. Let me look this up actually. D1 Smash. So there was a statement. So this is his apology. So, to the members of the community, there was a statement with regard to KT Dominate at Smash, the record 2016. There are numerous accounts about what transpired at that night, and sadly that night I had zero recollection the next morning. I was at a party with everyone in a ballroom near the venue, and woke up the next day alone in my room and bathroom being in disarray. I was only able to piece everything together via secondhand accounts. Can't even remember leaving the ballroom, nor when she left my room. So, I know that I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I know that he's most likely telling the truth in regards to not remembering that night. KT Dominate did mention that there was a lot of alcohol, that there was a lot of, I'm sure, drunken people, a lot of mistakes, but that doesn't excuse what happened. I'm glad D1 is owning up to this, because a lot of other people aren't, and should be, but I do think it's a good first step, but in terms of how many steps there are, only time will tell, right? Healing after something like this is so hard. And I don't know. I don't know how I can say anything other than that, so I guess I won't, but this highlights so many pressing issues in not just the Smash community, but in video game communities as a whole. Uh, which one is it? TSM Leffen has a great understanding of, or not a great understanding. I think everyone understands how this works, what happens, all that, but he words it much better than I think I could.
I feel like if you're in the community, um, it's not enough to just not do anything bad yourself. And again, right, that's also a lot easier as a dude. How would a girl just go to a Smash tournament just to play it like that? If you know any single girl in any fighting game community, you know that they can't just go and play, right? No fucking way. No way. I feel like if you're in the
And it's very true. I haven't been to any in-person tournaments, only online ones, but what this guy's talking about, everyone knows it. There are creeps and disgusting people at tournaments, at any fighting game tournament at all, that make it so that especially women are either gatekept, like they can't enter the community, or if they do enter the community, they are immediately sexualized, treated as somehow less than all of the guys playing. And it's disgusting. It's awful. And I think that is sort of a at least partial microcosm for the world. And it's awful. It's terrible. The fact that Smash is such a, or is at least meant to be, a unifying community, a community that everyone can enter, that everyone can be a part of, that everyone should feel safe in. And now, all of this news breaking out that it's never been safe for minors. We knew it's never been safe for women. And it's horrific. It's I can't put it into words because of how upset I am that this is my community. This is the community that I love and that I want to be safe, that I want to be good. And the fact that it's not is awful. People have been talking that quarantine is what is killing Smash, and what is killing a lot of other fighting games in general. I think we all know that it's not quarantine. I think we know that there are toxic people in the community, and we've known that there are toxic people in the community. We didn't know how toxic, clearly, but this has festered for far too long. This is something that I think we really, really need to address and end immediately. So, something good, just positive in general, is Team Regen is completely reconstructing what they can do at their tournaments. And again, this is just a first step. This is like the world around us right now. This is just a first step. I think that I've always thought that Smash was a good microcosm for the world. It combines so many people from so many different communities. It brings joy to so many people, and it lets people connect in ways that otherwise they might not have. And I've always thought of it as a positive microcosm, a way of looking at the world as interconnected, a way of looking at the world as unified, but it's just a regular microcosm. People using their power to harm other people is horrific. It is disgusting. It is monstrous. It is something that we have allowed as a society for far too long. For I can't express how upset I am. I didn't want to do that. Let me slow down. I've been considering doing a video on what I know about the history of racism, what I know about what's going on in the world, but I've always countered that with, it's not my place. It's not my place to share these people's stories, to share the experience that this community that I'm not a part of has. Especially if, I know we aren't a big channel. I know we don't have reach. We don't have pull. So sharing information people already know is futile, in my opinion. At least from where I'm standing. And coming from a group that laughs and plays Smash and does video game stuff and makes fun of each other and ha 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 ha. It would have come across as so insincere. And that's not what this movement needs, That's not what the world needs. the world needs change. And again, Smash being the perfect microcosm, Team Regen, I think, is a great way of looking at it. They are making change to long standing rules, just like what we as a greater society need to do. And I think part of the reason that this is so upsetting to me is because I knew the Smash community was never perfect. You can't expect anyone to be perfect. But I always thought that it was still a community. It was still a place that valued each other and saw the worth in each other. And I want to believe that. I want to see that again, but I just don't. I can't right now. I can't see what I saw. And I think now is the time where we all need to make sort of a push for change. And luckily, we are. Not at the true administrative levels yet, but after this election, I would almost guarantee it. I can't see a world where people would vote to keep this current administration. It because I always try and understand people from their perspective and from their point of view, but I'm just gonna fucking say it. Trump supporters, I think, are finally realizing how much of a monster he is. And this isn't bashing conservatives, because conservatives, Republicans, are fighting against Trump. I don't know if you all have heard about this, but the Lincoln Project, or the Lincoln Party, I forget which one constantly, but they are a highly conservative Republican group. They are exceedingly, like, I have never agreed with them before. Before this year, I have never once shared an opinion in regards to government with them. They are all saying together, as one party, vote for Joe Biden. Not don't vote for Trump, not Trump isn't Republican. They are endorsing a member of the opposite party. This is real change. This is a shift away from the extremes. We are returning to a place, hopefully, where we can have real discussions while remembering that every human life has value. And to repair the damage that we as a society have done. Something I always like to tell people when I talk to them about this is, factually, the statement, all lives matter, is true. But the way it's used is so bastardized. It's used not to say, hey, human beings matter. It's to say, everyone matters, therefore you don't matter. I think that is the best way to put it. It's not used as a fact, it's used to put down groups trying to show that they matter, that they are human beings too. Because when you get down to it, there is no difference between me and the person next to me. Biologically speaking, 99.7% of your DNA is shared, roughly. If we're talking grades, that would be rounded to 100. And I think that's the way we have to see it. That each and every human being, no matter what they believe, no matter what they look like, no matter who they are, their gender, their sexuality, their past, they are human. They are you, and they are me. And the fact that people have not just flat out agreed with that is mind-boggling. Eugenics is not a science. People are human. Humans are people. Period. I can't say anything else. This wasn't meant to go into that, but damn it, I'm mad. I'm mad that all of this, whether we're looking at Smash or at the world around us, has been bastardized, has been used in such a way that people are treated as less than. And I can't imagine how some of my friends are feeling right now. I couldn't imagine their emotions. Having to have lived with all of this for their entire lives. Having this be the normal. This is the time for change. In every community. In every community that doesn't see people as people. Every single fucking one. Because in this world, in my opinion, there are so few objective truths, so few issues that are black and white, that are right and wrong. Racism is one of them. Racism has always been one of them. Since the time it first showed up. You are wrong, objectively, if you think your life matters more because of your sexuality, because of your skin tone, or because of your economic status. Human lives are human lives. Thanks for listening. To all of you who stuck this through. I rambled for, I don't even know, 40 minutes about. I'm gonna listen back to make sure the audio's good, but after that, I'm just gonna post this. So, if you want, if you found this helpful, if you wanted to share this with someone who's looking to join this Smash community, or if you just want to show this to your friend, show what a gamer thinks, go ahead, please do. After that, please treat each other well. That's the only thing I think I could ever ask of any of you. Just treat each other well. Thanks.